to do it. Okay, so we're at this again. For those of you who follow our channel, you might think this looks like a repeat of what we've done before, because we are on our way to Montana again. But this time, it's her turn. So last time, if you follow our channel, the last time we went to Montana, we picked up a YZ85 for my son Liam back there. This time we got Jax, he's passed out. And before that, a while back, we went to Montana to pick up my dad's Jaco. Had a film for that, and even the truck we're in right now, my Tundra, we drove over to Kalispell to pick that up. So why, oh why, do we keep going to Montana? Well, it's because Spokane area pricing sucks. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. In all instances, what we've done is, so from leaving from a little north of Spokane, Washington, by driving 4.5 hours, we're literally saving thousands and thousands of dollars. So our comparable example for today, so the vehicle we're going to get is a 2015 Sequoia, one owner, 38,000 miles on it for $39,000. Now the comparable to this in Spokane, Washington was Camp Chevrolet, which I have no problem with the dealership, but they had a 16, same thing, 67,000 miles on it, and they would not budge a dollar below 40. Their asking price, you know, that whole fixed pricing scheme. So anyway, I got tired of it. We looked outside of the boundaries again, and we found a better deal. We are driving the 4.5 hours each way, and instead of doing a one-day trip, we decided to get a hotel this time, kind of hang out, get a little bit of break, you know, get out. And so you're talking about gas, 4.5 hours, and a hotel to save thousands of dollars. And considering that a lot of things have been restricted this year, I think that getting out and doing this is exactly what everybody needs sometimes in the middle of the winter. So you guys can kind of, well, good morning. So if you're coming here to learn what a Sequoia is, it's probably not the right video for you. Today's video is really about us heading out, taking a look at this, what's involved with our trip, and is that trip worth saving the money on this vehicle? Or if you wanted the Sequoia, would you have just gone in your backyard and bought one? So once we get there, I'm not going to film us picking it up. I don't want to do that to the lady. And I'm going to comment real quick. It's January, like January 20th or something, and we're in Kellogg, Idaho, and there's like absolutely almost no snow out here. It's 27 degrees out right now, so there was some ice in the 4th of July pass, but overall there's nothing out here. So we'll just see what we got in front of us, and eventually we'll get there. Okay, whew, I am chattery freezing right now. It's 25 degrees and I ain't dressed for it. But as you can see in front of you, that is the Sequoia. My wife is driving it, and we are following the current owner to the bank so that she can verify the funds. So I just took it for a quick test drive. I posted a video. Most people who even follow the channel probably haven't watched it, but I actually had to have the rear differential on my Tundra replaced. It had a howling to it between 50 to 55. So even though this is a different differential, which we can get into later, I wanted to go out for a ride, make sure the 4-wheel drive worked, make sure that there was no howling, irregular noises, did everything work, etc. And yeah, I mean, it seems to be a good running rig, pulled straight, no vibrations. The owner currently has 1 year left of a Platinum bumper to bumper warranty on it. So I'll be honest with you, I didn't even crawl under. I just tested everything because if anything's broken at this point, it will be fixed. Okay, so we're gonna follow her to the bank, and I'm gonna warm up, and then we'll go hit the hotel, and then we'll be able to hop in as a family and see what everybody thinks. But so far the kids are absolutely loving it. And my wife isn't scared of big vehicles, but I can tell she's still a little bit like, oof, this is all brand new and I don't even know it. So we'll follow her. We'll see how she does here. Well, one thing I can tell you a big difference on here is my Tundra, being an SR5, does not have a sunroof. And so being in here with no sunroof, I have a considerable amount of headroom. I have more headroom than the height of my hand right here. And so I always feel like there's ton. Sitting in the Sequoia, it has a sunroof. And so anytime you have a sunroof, that cuts it down a couple inches. But I still feel like my seat sits me down into the chassis more on the Tundra than the Sequoia. You know, that's kind of like a quick first impression on there. It's totally fine. Definitely rides nicer being independent rear suspension versus this is a solid rear axle. Solid rear axle is definitely a lot better for off-roading and articulation on there, but your independent gives you that nice ride, which that's what you want in the family SUV. I love them, but kind of glad to be rid of the kids too because they were getting a little antsy. So now for at least just a little bit, I can take in this beautiful Montana scenery. But over here in Kalispell, it's the same thing for us, is there's almost no snow. All right, do it. All right, Tyler, 10-second count. It's less than 20 degrees outside. Here we go. Nope. 3, 2, 1, go. Ooh, that's cold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's snow in the background. Maybe 10. 10? Yeah, we'll call it 10. Come on. Oh, are you gonna do it? Now don't run on the slippery in here. Go, go, go. You okay? So it was a little bit of a rough night last night. Not everybody really slept that well. Liam, you woke up at 3 in the morning and you couldn't sleep because why? Because the couch wasn't comfortable. And it wasn't big enough. I couldn't stretch either. It wasn't big enough. Yeah, so you're 4'9" and I'm 6'3". And I gave you the bed and I took the couch. Happy trails. Okay. There's the Sequoia way out there. I'm gonna start bundling up and then we'll get to head home. That's AM, not PM. So here's a question. Sequoia's way out there, will it remote start? And that answer is no. Oh no, it did! It started. Holy crap. Wow. Can't believe it worked from that far away. Put it on. Alright, so we got some brochures. Kids are looking on the way home. The truck is gonna carry all this cargo. We got some food. It's kind of like a refrigerator back here. Okay. I don't think anybody slept more than a good 4 or 5 hours last night. Just not used to their own beds. I want to say it's like 20 degrees outside, maybe a little colder. You guys cold? No. Might expand upon it later. I had to jump in the pool with clothes on to get Jax because he slipped. So yeah, thankfully I got my pants to dry from hanging them all last night. Should we test the movies real quick before we go up? Yeah. Can you handle it? Are you too cold? No, I'm gonna go. You're too cold? I can just put the card in real quick and just see. This is gonna go in the Sequoia. So one cool function of the Sequoia is it has an SD card. Now you can't just put MP4s or anything on it, but if you format the SD like a Blu-ray, it's supposed to play movies. Audio. Don't really know this car yet, but it seems fair. Let's see. Here we go. Okay, and so on the SD card we have movies set as chapters. Come on, the fast forward works like crap. Rambo, it worked. Here's Rambo. Okay, and let's just see if my menu works. Hold on. Holy crap, it worked. I named it Sequoia on the computer. There is Rambo 3, Rocky, Home Alone, and Zombieland. Perfect. Now you guys can shut up on the way home. Moves like the Lexus when you turn the car off. Okay. We used to have an RX 330 that I used for a work car for a while, and that was a good snow goat. Comfy, really comfy. Heated seats got hot, but we had to let it go once we popped out too many kids.
Heated seats?
The front did, none for you.
Well, in the Sequoia we get the heated
Yeah.
seats, and not Jack's. We did. I don't. Jack's doesn't want to.
What you doing back there, buddy? Yeah, you wanted to ride with your dad, didn't you? Do you see Mama behind us in the Sequoia? Little over 4-hour ride home, doing good though. Okay, so in potentially the fastest time lapse ever, we're home, obviously, but it's been about 4 weeks since we went and got the vehicle. It's just been cold, and after the trip, we were just kind of beat. So anyway, here's the car in the garage. As you can see on here, it's a tight fit. I had to build a shelf for my receiver over there, build a lock to hold the table saw, and then if you come back here, as you can see, it don't fit by much. So when we were looking for a vehicle, one of the considerations was, are you okay parking it outside? She didn't want to park it outside. I don't have a place to put that stuff. So that meant Suburbans were out. So it was either a Sequoia or a Tahoe, and Sequoia has more rear leg room. Okay, it's too dark. But anyway, okay, so now that we've owned it for 4 weeks, just do a couple quick rundowns here of how this finished up for us. So we got some cheap seat back protectors from Amazon for kids' feet, because kids kick crap. Down here, I got a Husky floor liner for the second and third rows. Didn't do the WeatherTechs because the WeatherTechs slide. They don't have the little spikes for the carpet. But in the back, we have on order a WeatherTech cargo mat. Okay, so previously we had the Toyota Sienna minivan, and it didn't even have traction control. It was a one-tire fire, if you know what that means up front. So not good in the winter. Okay, so if you've watched the channel or seen us do anything, I'm 6'3". My youngest is projected to be 6'5". So we're big. We're all guys. And the Sequoia allows not only the headroom for me to sit back here, but we also have the leg room. Now this seat could technically slide forward. It's all the way back right now, but I can actually sit here comfortably and do it. And in fact, over here by my right hand is a button to fold the seats flat or back, or also the rear seats recline. So if I had just a little more leg room on here, I'd be good for a road trip. I'd have no problem back here. So the fact that we can have a car that seats 7 in just total comfort kind of sold us on this. I don't like this console as much in the fact that to get to the deep part, it actually lifts this way. It's not a big deal, and there's tons of storage, but I don't like that it doesn't flip the other way. Okay, and we got the seat back protectors here, rear floor mat, and one of the things that's nice is to get out, there's a little foot lever, it's hidden, and so now I can crawl out, no problem, so there's no arguing from the kids. Okay, so an SR5 would have worked just fine, but we wanted a Platinum for a few reasons. One, not every year had the auto seat memory, so this gives us driver 1 and 2. So I'll hit 2 right there. Big difference of where I sit versus my wife. Okay, and so the other reason we wanted the Platinum, wanted the air ride suspension. Now I was a little worried about getting one with a lot of miles, so this one having only 39 on it, I'm not worried about it. It works. The air ride suspension and the settings is fantastic. I love that we've got heated and cooled seats. The seats are incredibly comfortable. And we also like the fact that the second row, being bucket seats, had the console and heated. Okay, so like I said, when we were taking off to go get it, I didn't want to make this video a full rundown of a Sequoia. If you guys want me to do a full video of this, what we think after we've had some time with it, let me know. I have no problem going through all the differences about this maybe versus our Tundra. So for example, the Tundra holds a little over 4 quarts of fluid in the rear diff, and this holds just under 2. So even though the tow rating is almost the same, if you tow a lot with the Sequoia, I would want to change the rear diff fluid. more often. So if you guys want to see a full rundown talking about random stuff like that probably a lot of people don't, let me know. So the whole point of this video for me was really is like, okay, look, we're going out of town again, we're going to Montana, and is that effort worth it? And I think it was. It was worth it for us going out of town, going on a road trip to pick up this vehicle, because now I've kind of shopped for a month later just to see what has come up, and another vehicle, basically the same thing, came up locally, and they wanted $45,000. It had about 36,000 miles on it. And so, you know, that's $6,000 more than we paid. So was it worth going out of town, getting a $140 hotel and having a fun night? Yeah, it was. It was worth leaving. I mean, geez, put a little effort into stuff. If you break it out to your hourly wage, taking a day in a hotel and gas costs, what do you make per hour? What's your time worth? If it was only $1,000, it may not be worth your time. But when you're talking about thousands of dollars, geez, that's worth getting in the car and going. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, if you want to see more on this vehicle compared to the Tundra, let me know. And in a second here, I'll give you guys the full story of the pool. But otherwise, if you want to go, that's cool. Thanks for watching it this long, and we'll be back later. Okay, so with the pool story, little, you know, add on here. We surprised the kids with like a 9:30 swim. They thought they'd maybe be going to bed, but we said, no, let's go back down. But I had swam with them for about 2 hours prior, and I didn't want to swim anymore. I was done. And so we let the kids in the pool, and it was a 5-foot deep pool. And my youngest, Jax, he's not that tall, and he doesn't know how to swim. But I was sitting on the chair by the side of the pool. My wife was by the chair, and we were just making sure we were watching him at all times. And he was circling the pool and holding on to the sides. And he has like a little death grip, because I tried to pull him off the side once to go swimming with him, and he didn't want to come. And so, but anyway, we're keeping an eye on him. And I know some parents wouldn't agree with even letting him do what he's doing, but, you know, can't completely shelter him. So anyway, he's in the pool, everything's going good. We have some people walk in front of us. We look over at something real quick. I look over and I see him, water up to about his head and his hands above his head kind of flailing. And, you know, your heart just sinks, because I don't know how long he'd been like that. I get up quickly and I'm trying to make the decision. Do I walk square way around the pool? And I'm just like, no, there's, you know, seconds matter. And so I just leapt diagonal into the pool. And as I was landing in the pool, I was like reaching under and lifting him out. And so like I said, I was fully dressed, shoes, pants, socks, everything. And so I pull him out of the pool and he's spitting and everything. Well, the reason he was spitting so bad is they had so much chlorine in that pool, probably due to COVID. I don't know, that if you got it on your lips, it was just nasty and you wanted it off. And so I asked him afterwards, sitting there with him, I'm like, is your nose burning? Does your throat hurt? You know, trying to just ask a 4-year-old, did you take any water? And he said no. So he held his breath. And we could never really get him to explain what happened. Later on, Liam and Tyler said he told him that he wanted to swim. He wanted to be like his brothers. So I think maybe there's a chance, and he's stubborn enough. You guys, I mean, trust me, he's stubborn. I think what he did is he let go of the sides thinking he could swim, that he wanted to go for it. And I think that's what happened. What makes me upset as a parent, I'm not mad that any of it happened. It happens. I mean, things like this happen. I'm just mad that there was a momentary gap where I didn't see it happen. I think he was only on the water for a few seconds in that gap, but I didn't see it. So I was disappointed in myself over that, but got him out. He's okay. And move on with life, right? All right. So anyway, that's it. That's the story. If you guys have followed my bonus stories, I've been yelled at a cop now for riding double on the bike with Liam. And now I let my kid dip in the deep end. So, you know, that's 2 so far. So we'll see what the rest of the year brings. I'm sure something will happen. So anyways, thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye.